Hello, Ubuntu and Open Source. Welcome. So I have this clean install of Ubuntu, and I decided to help people out by sharing my experiences with my Ubuntu Dell VoiceShore 200. Here I have a stock install of Ubuntu. Some things I couldn't show you because I was either installing Ubuntu and I had to run the updates, and you should do that as soon as your install is complete too. And I couldn't show the desktop recorder install of simple screen recorder because the stock install doesn't have anything to record with. In moving forward, I will show you everything else. My goal is to show how useful and productive Ubuntu can be for you. I will show you my work. I will literally record my desktop when I decide to show something. So after this install, this is a clean install, everything you see here, with the exception to this simple screen recorder. The layout, the desktops here, these icons, the wallpaper, and all the applications I have installed, it's all stock. Right out of the box. I haven't applied any restricted extras yet or anything. This is a clean install with the exception of the updates and the simple screen recorder program. So the first thing to do is right after you install everything and update it is turn on the firewall. It does not come turned on by default. You have to turn it on. Just turn it on. There's a couple ways to do that. One is in terminal. Here we go, LXterminal. So here in LXterminal, you can turn on the firewall that comes built in. You just got to turn it on. And as you can see here, I've put aside in my notes how you can do this. So let's go ahead and do that. Sudo ufw enable. Now you enter your password. Now it says it's enabled. So let's take a look at the other commands. Sudo status. And of course it's going to be just what it says. Whoops, I had to spell something wrong. Oh, UFW. Status. So it says it's active. Now if we go disable, why anybody would want to do that, I don't know. I'm going to do this to show you it works. So it gave me a list of other stuff. Let's see what the status says. It still says it's active. Could it be that simple? Still says it's active. Well, let's take a look to see what some of these things show here. Disable. Disables the firewall. So I have been typing it in correctly. Properly. Okay, there it goes. Firewall stopped and disabled on system startup. Status inactive. I don't know what I was doing before, but it got it this time. I did it right this time. So this is terminal in the firewall. me enable. I prefer to have it enabled. Okay, so after you do your install, turn on the firewall. Now, like I said, there's a couple of ways we can do this. The other way would be to install it either by the Software Center or Synaptic Package Manager. I prefer the Synaptic Package Manager when I do some installs. And we're going to search for. Now, here it's going to, we're not going to call it UFW. It's going to be GUFW. And as you can see, it's a graphic user interface for UFW. So I'm going to right click, mark install, and just go ahead, mark install the rest that it tells you. It's just telling you it's going to, the dependencies and whatever else it needs to work. Apply. And then apply. So now the graphic user interface for UFW is going to be installed. I'll let that install. And as it's installing, Synaptic Package Manager is part of this stock install. There's lots of other tools you can use here. I will be showing you as the future goes on. Custom look and feel, desktop preferences, some of the applications I like to have and use and install. The simple screen recorder is the only thing I added in here. This comes stock install. Desktop 2, Desktop 1. I will show you more of this panel. There's digital clock settings. I will show digital clock settings in the future. Okay, changes applied. Close. X out of this. This is the X out of Synaptic Package Manager. So it says it's installed. Let's go look. Firewall configuration. An easy way to configure your firewall. Once again, you have to put in your password to do this. Now the firewall is at an administrative level. So every time you want to change it, see, now it says it's on. You can see by here it says it's on. You can tell by the color it's on. If I turn it off, you can see the color go away. The color is gone. The status of the firewall is off. Turn it back on. The color comes back on. So these are the two ways to turn on and off the firewall that's built in into your Lubuntu Linux. So as I mentioned earlier, this is a Dell Vostro 200. And we're going to install this to show the hardware specs of my computer. I want to show you how productive and useful still an aged machine can be. So let's go back to terminal. LXterminal. And when you have these types of installs, you can just copy and paste them, as I'm getting ready to do. Now this part, just as it says, you're going to add the repository to the system so it can pull the program off the internet. Just hit enter. And then we got to run sudo apt-get update. Okay, so I put the repository into the system. So now it knows. So now the system has another repository to pull programs from off the internet. But now we got to tell it that it's there. We put it there. Now we got to tell the computer system to update so it knows that it's there to update. You got to run the first update manually so it will continuously to update automatically by itself. Now we're going to run the command to actually install it now. Now this here CPU-G, it's like it's the Linux version of CPU-Z. It's going to tell me some of the different hardware specifications that this system has. And quite literally, yes, the hardware. Let me minimize this, not exit out of it. So now let's go find CPU-G. CPU-G right here. So you can see it's an Intel Dual Core 2. 64-bit. There you go. Vendor Dell. This is the model. Dell Incorporated. BIOS version. July 12th, 2007. It does have a total RAM of more than 2 gigs, but you know, whatever is the BIOS or whatever, these machines then, you know, the maximum was 4 gigs. I don't know if it's a BIOS thing or something, but there's actually 4 gigs of RAM inside here. There you go. Host name, Dell Voicetro 200. Architect x86 64-bit. I'm running Ubuntu 16.04. And like I said, I did the update, so that's the updated kernel as soon as I did the update. Then NVIDIA. Now I'm running, as you can see, the open source version. I didn't do any proprietary or anything. I don't even know yet if I want to let the proprietary drivers get installed or not. And there you go. CPU-G. So, like I said, I wanted to show this to show you how useful and productive an Ubuntu system can be.